All right, let's just get real for a second. Let me take a wild guess here. That paycheck hits your account, and then poofs, it's gone. Like it vanishes before you even have a chance to say hello. The rent, the bills, the groceries, it just gets devoured, right? And listen, the goal here isn't to get rich overnight, is it? We're not talking about Lambos. You just want some breathing room, a little bit of a cushion, just an extra $1,000 a month to make things, well, not so tight.
Well, here's the good news. That number, $1,000 a month, it's not some crazy fantasy. It's actually super realistic in the world we live in today, with the whole gig economy. But you've got to be smart about it. You have to be intentional with your approach.
What's going on, finance people? It's Josh here. Welcome back to JoshLM Finance. Let's break this down. So today we are talking about side hustles that can actually get you an extra grand a month. We're not doing any fantasy stuff here, no TikTok get-rich-quick nonsense, just real, practical options that real people are doing, like right now. No hype, no quit your job tomorrow vibe, just solid ways to turn your spare time into actual money. So let's think about this. What does an extra $1,000 a month really mean? Well, for one, it's rent support. It could be the capital you've been waiting for to finally start investing. Or hey, maybe it's building up that emergency fund so you can finally sleep at night. It's peace of mind, really. And I want to give a quick shout out to my international viewers. For my friends watching in Nigeria, for example, that's about 1.6 million naira. That is a game changer. Okay, before we get into the fun stuff, we got to do a little housekeeping. The boring but super important part. If you're here in the US, you got to remember, this income is taxable. You're probably going to get what's called a 1099 form. Now, if you're outside the US, the rules are going to be different, but the main idea is the same. You have to track your income. You don't need some complicated software, just a simple spreadsheet. Just please don't let the tax man surprise you later on. Cool? All right. Okay, let's dive into our first category. We're going to call this one local service hustles. And this is all about leveraging the stuff you already have. I'm talking about your car, maybe your bike, or, just your time and the fact that you're a reliable person. So yeah, you know the names. We're talking about the big ones: Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart. And look, I know it's not the most glamorous work in the world. I get it. But man, is it effective? When you factor in your expenses, you're probably netting somewhere between, say, 15 to 25 bucks an hour. If you put in 15, maybe 20 hours a week in a reasonably busy area, well, there you go. Boom, you're hitting that $1,000 goal. And I think it's helpful to kind of see this as two different paths. On one side, you have rideshare and delivery, where your car, which is normally just a big expense, suddenly becomes an asset that makes you money. Pretty cool. But then on the other side, you've got stuff like pet sitting on apps like Rover or Wag. And here, the main asset, it's not your car, it's you. It's your trustworthiness, it's your reliability, and trust me, people will pay good money for someone they know they can count on. All right, let's move on. Category 2, digital skill hustles. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because your physical location, it basically becomes irrelevant. This is your ticket to earning in stronger currencies like the US dollar, no matter where on the planet you're tuning in from. And the process here is actually pretty simple when you break it down. So step 1, figure out your skill. Are you a decent writer? Do you have an eye for design? Or maybe you're just incredibly organized? Boom, you could be a virtual assistant. Step 2, build out a solid profile on a site like Upwork or Fiverr. Then step 3, you just gotta land that first client. Even as a total beginner, you can realistically start charging $15 to $25 an hour. Let's do some quick math. At 25 bucks an hour, you only need to work 10 hours a week to hit your goal. Just 10 hours. Okay, on to our third and final category for this breakdown: product-based hustles. Now, this one's for anybody who's ever thought about, selling actual physical stuff online. There is a saying I really like. It goes, sometimes your side hustle is already sitting in your house. And that just completely changes how you look at all the clutter, right? That old gaming system collecting dust, the clothes in the back of your closet, that's not junk. That could be the seed money for your brand new hustle. And the math here is just, it's so beautifully simple. Honestly, this is how tons of people get their start. Think about it. If you sell 20 things and make a $50 profit on each item, there it is. That's your $1,000. And you can do this a couple ways. You could go hunting for undervalued stuff at thrift stores and garage sales to resell, or you could create your own handmade goods and sell them on places like Etsy, eBay, or, hey, even just good old Facebook Marketplace. All right, so we've covered the what, right? We've talked about driving for Uber, freelancing online, reselling stuff. But now we got to talk about the how. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Your mindset, the way you approach this, is so much more important than which specific hustle you actually pick. And this right here is really the secret sauce. Side hustles reward reliability, not genius. I'm going to say that again. They reward reliability, not genius. None of this stuff is a get-rich-quick scheme. They work because you are consistent, because you actually show up. They work because you track your numbers, your hours, your profit margins, and they work because you try to get just like 1% better every single week. So, where should we go next with this? I could easily do a whole deep dive on any of these. Like, which of these hustles can scale up the fastest? Or which ones work best if you're not in the US? Or, and this might be the most important one, how do you take this new income and turn it into actual long-term investments that build wealth? You tell me. Drop a comment below and let me know which breakdown you want to see next. And hey, if you're getting any value out of this, a quick like and a subscribe would mean the world. So really, at the end of the day, it all comes down to one question. We've laid out a few different paths here. The only thing left to decide is, which direction are you going to choose? Because remember, your spare time only becomes money when you give it a purpose. Oh, and of course, the quick legal bit, this is not official financial advice, okay? This is for education, just sharing some ideas. You always got to do your own homework and figure out what's best for you. Thanks for watching till the end. If this helped you, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.